thinking about the holidays.
Yes.
And I think a perfect segue. We were just talking about Halloween. So this might be a controversial holiday pick, but The Nightmare Before Christmas.
Who is this Sandy Claus?
What is this? The Oogie Boogie Man. That's my favorite song in the movie. But yeah, I think the director himself said it was a Halloween movie, but I like to watch it during the winter holidays.
That's
like
perfect.
Christmas.
And Tim Burton, right? He cut his teeth in Disney, right? Before he worked for Disney Animation before he broke out on his own. But I love that as your first choice because that is the bridge that brings us from spooky season to the holiday season, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Did you hear, it's funny, you mentioned Tim Burton because that's not actually a Tim Burton movie. Did you hear the director actually has heat with Tim Burton because he gets all the credit?
No.
Isn't it called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas?
It is called Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas, but he did not direct it.
Okay. He didn't direct it. You're right. He was the producer on it.
He was the producer on it. But it was actually an article the other day because it was Halloween. Henry Selick he has heat with Tim Burton because he gets all the credit.
I actually didn't know the name of the director. I just remembered reading somewhere that he said it was a Halloween movie because it was a question, is it Christmas or Halloween?
Yeah.
But Henry Selick, you did a great thing with Tim Burton's Nightmare Before Christmas.
Yeah, this is the first I've heard of it. I didn't know he had any heat.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, you gotta give props to Henry Selick for directing that.
I knew I saw some YouTube videos out there, shout out to YouTube where we are right now, about Danny Elfman being Jack Skellington and how he was selected for it and how he came up with a lot of the music.
I mean, just the opening scene alone, or basically the opening scene where you come about that circle in the forest of trees, and each tree has its own door on it, and with the design of the Halloween, like a jack-o'-lantern or a Christmas tree, or I think there was a turkey for Thanksgiving.
There was,
maybe a shamrock. I don't remember all of them, but it was just such a playful, fun movie that gets a little dark. And there's so many iconic characters. You got the saxophone player, Bone Daddy. It's just so good. Oogie Boogie.
So is the premise of that movie that Jack Skellington is trying to bring Christmas to Halloween Town? I've actually never seen the whole thing.
Basically, Jack Skellington is not satisfied with his life. He's a big fish in a small pond. He's the king of Halloween. And he's just over it. He's like, everybody in this town loves me. I've already beat Halloween. I'm the best. I'm the greatest. And I'm kind of bored. And so he's having a crisis of conscience. He walks through the graveyard, and he's just with his dog Zero. He's just what am I going to do with my life? Is this all there is? And then he stumbles upon that circle of trees, and he finds that Christmas tree door with the brass doorknob, and he finds out, I think it's called Christmas Land.
Christmas Land.
Christmas Town? I don't know.
Christmas Town.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then he's like, whoa, there is more to life. And then he's like, this, I'm going to bring this to my people in Halloween Town, and we're going to do it.
He's like any great king in history, right? Because he's the pumpkin king, yes. Where he's just like, I need more land to conquer. And then he stumbles upon Christmas Town, and what's this? Oh man, what a great choice. That is so good. Mario, I can't believe you didn't see it.
I've never seen it. Here's the thing, I always miss it because it's it'll come up around Halloween time, and it's I've got to watch Nightmare Before Christmas because it's Halloween, but then I'll miss it. And it's okay, well, I'll catch it at Christmas. But then Christmas will come around, and I'll be watching whatever else is on. Elf. Christmas Vacation, Elf, Lethal Weapon, all those other classics. And then I'll miss it, and then just another year will go by. Yep. So it's just I've never seen it all the way through. I do like the soundtrack, though. I listen to songs on it a bunch.
Oh, yeah. The soundtrack is something that I guess it becomes the Halloween movie because during Halloween you have the This Is Halloween song, right, that they're singing in Halloween Town. But then obviously it goes to Christmas Town. So I would say it's kind of like Razzles. Remember that candy? Maybe that's a Long Island candy. Is it candy? Is it gum? Stop. It's both. Right?
Give me a Snapple. Give me a Snapple and some Razzles over here.
And some Razzles. What would you call it? Would you call it a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
That's a good question. That is a great question. I think it works tough for Halloween. It works for Christmas. It could be a little bit of both. I think it works. You could just watch it from the end of October to
you just watch. You have to watch it twice. So Mario, this is based. The Nightmare Before Christmas is the equivalent of Return of the Living Dead, where you have to watch it at Halloween and 4th of July. You got to watch it twice.
It's a 4th of July movie as well?
No, that's Return of the Living Dead. I'm going to give you... Can we give him a spoiler, Chelsea? Can we give him one spoiler?
Sure.
This is a great spoiler. Yes, that's right. We got spoilers here. So there's one scene that stuck out to me so much.
Was this on your list? You know?
No, I know. I just love this movie so much. I love your choice so much. So Jack Skellington, took over as Sandy Claus. He delivers the gifts, but he delivers what he thinks would be gifts. So this little girl wakes up, she opens up the box, and she's like, "Oh, honey, what'd you get for Christmas?" And she holds up this decapitated head.
Yes. It's funny. They're in the Halloween town, they have like their little minions who are supposed to be like the elves, and basically they're taking perfectly good gifts and like smashing the car or putting like bugs or spiders in like a box.
I love it. I love I love the hybrid feel of creating those gifts.
And I mentioned the Oogie Boogie. That is like one of my favorite musical performances in the
Oogie
video.
Boogie.
In the movie, but I realized when I was thinking back, I'm like, well, I love that scene. But then I'm pretty sure in All Dogs Go to Heaven, not Christmas or holiday related, there was another like kind of voodoo style, because that was the Oogie Boogie Man. It was like a voodoo vibe.
Yes.
There was like a voodoo scene in that one. I'm like, oh, I just like a guttural like voodoo kind of song.